All right, so tell me about the first gig.
First gig. Let's see. First one's hard to pinpoint because it's like it kind of ramped up. I mean, I think the first time I actually performed on stage was at Palo Alto High School doing like a couple of jazz covers.
Okay.
Yeah, but then the first time I actually played and got paid for it, I was a substitute guitar player for a band called Super Booty, which was like a disco funk cover band, and I learned like 30 songs to play one gig. Nice. Yeah.
One of those 30 songs, you have a weekend, here you go.
What's that?
One of those, you get 30 songs, you have a weekend to learn these.
Exactly, and you don't get any rehearsals, and this is my first gig.
Right, exactly. And then the only thing they tell you is, just keep going. Just keep going.
Right, exactly. Look at the drummer. The drummer was actually very kind and made things very obvious. So.
Cool, cool. Now, was guitar your first instrument that you picked up, or?
No, I had the requisite piano lessons when I was like 5.
Yep.
And then the first instrument I actually played for a couple years was the flute, actually.
Oh, no kidding.
And that was in elementary school, and I swear it was totally a reverse psychology thing where like the music director came in and was describing all of the different instruments and what they can each be.
Right.
You know, like if you like this, you'll probably play the violin. If you like this,
oh sure.
You know, and he was describing the characteristics of each of the instruments, and then he kept mentioning how difficult the flute was. And I guess, you know, because it's difficult to even get a sound out of it. Yeah. But he made such a big deal about how difficult the flute was that nobody else wanted to play it. I'm like, I'll play it.
How hard could it really be?
Yeah, exactly. I was all cavalier about it.
Nice. Nice, and I noticed I listened to some of your stuff already. You really blend a lot of classical into there.
Thank you.
And is that just kind of a thing that happened, or have you always been a fan?
I've always loved classical music, and I actually started playing guitar my first year in college.
Okay.
I'd fallen in love with it in high school, but the college I went to, Smith College, they didn't offer like electric or rock guitar lessons. But the classical teacher, a guy named Philip DeFremery, was a student of Segovia. Okay. And so he was reputed to be an incredible teacher, and I remember somebody saying like, he's an incredible teacher, and if you take lessons with him, you'll have perfect technique. And I was like, sign me up for perfect technique. Right. And plus I also love the material too. I love learning Bach pieces and Bauer and everything.
Because a lot of that, it's not so much about the mechanics. It's like, okay, you know, give me a week to actually get the mechanics down, but give me months to get the feel.
Exactly, to balance the tone. I mean, and another great thing about it is, you know, things like finger independence. I think a lot of, you know, like the pinky is one of those underused fingers. Right. If you study classical guitar, like you don't get that luxury. Right. You use them all.
Use the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's basically it. Since it's our 50th year, can you give me a little happy anniversary shout out?
Happy anniversary, GHS.